Hey, what's up? So, iDubbbz dropped a content comp on H3. I didn't believe it. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but he did. It's April 16th. He teased it like a couple days ago. People were speculating. I was like, no, it can't be Ethan. Sure enough, it was. My history with iDubbbz, I've seen most of his content comps. Everything else, I didn't really care for his content. Like the male stuff, didn't really care. When he was getting called out for dating the OnlyFans girl, I forgot her name. I did kind of side with him because I thought like, oh, like you could date whoever. I don't know their history all that much. Ever since the nuke dropped, Ethan's nuke dropped on Hassan, I've been watching people like Nicholas Diorio and Chud Logic. They don't like iDubbbz. I don't really know why. It's because they don't think they're good people, essentially. Some other stuff too, regarding creator clash. Don't know the specifics of all that. I'm indifferent towards Ethan, or I'm indifferent towards Ian. I guess that's gonna change with this video, but we'll see. Yeah, so that's where we are. Let's hop into it. Oh, before that, everyone's reacting to this right now. H3, Destiny, Hutch, and then a lot more people are gonna react to it later on. So, I don't know. I'll put this out hopefully, and once everyone's done watching everyone else's reaction, they'll watch mine. Maybe we'll see. Doubt that's gonna happen, but let's just hop into this. Also, I know they were friends, so this has got to be a shock to Ethan. I haven't seen any of his coverage yet, but I imagine he feels super pissed and hurt about this. So
what we do here is go back.
Isn't this man in his 30s? Like, what the fuck is going on?
I have a very important announcement. I've finally done it. I watched Ethan Klein's content nuke, and I'm not going to call it context puke as I normally do because the reality of the matter is it was brilliant. Nothing was out of context. Everything was correct. I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true. Most importantly, Ethan is more attractive than me both physically and also mentally. I've been lying about everything, including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the content nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he know everything? How? Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey.
God, no. This is fucking stupid.
Ethan, wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake
I'm watching this whole thing, I guess.
up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up. Wake up. Is anyone? Just wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up, Ethan.
I'm not going to do a react content yet, chat.
These guys are all past 25. Like, come on, dude.
I'm the same joke.
Ooh, yummy, I love sub ramen.
Wake up, Ethan.
What are the comments? They seem to be like in the middle so far, but we guess we'll see what happens.
$1.
Bro, that was so fucking crazy. Like, even if you're on Hassan's side, like, what the fuck was that, guys?
All right. I didn't plan on making a content comp on H3. It sounds very stupid even saying that. H3 content comp, iDubbbz, Ethan Klein out of control.
Also, this is all in the context of someone called CPS on Ethan's fucking family. Like, come on, dude. We're like a month away from that.
Oh, and then you should do a content comp on Hassan Piker, content comp on Sargon of Akkad. If I would imagine this, in 2016, I would have been like, oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's gotta be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out it's not me losing the plot, it's Ethan. He's the one who fucking attacked first.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
All right, guys, I'm going to tell you a story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might.
Just some context. Everything that Ethan's been doing, I don't agree with everything that he's done, but I'm trying to keep in mind, like, someone called, like I said, CPS on his kids. Like, if I'm in Ethan's shoes, anyone who like fucks with my family and I'm rich to like fuck them like that, I have the resources to like go after them, I'm doing that. So like, I don't necessarily blame him for like threatening to sue what's his name, Noah Sampson, or like threatening to sue like the Snark people. I don't even know if that lawsuit's happening anymore. Just all his retaliatory stuff, I don't necessarily blame him for. Do I agree with it? It's a case by case basis, essentially.
might not be familiar with the background, with his podcast, with what's been going on over the past couple of years. So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast where he says all sorts of outrageous stuff. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers. And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are subject to these horrific conditions, horrific living conditions by the state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
Well, that's dancing invented was so kick-ass.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that may be a war crime. It literally is.
How about you show the clip where fucking he's squirming in his chair, not condemning his fucking friends, oh my god, what are they called? The Deprogram podcast, like, or just looking for any empathy at all, and like he can't give it to them, like to any Israeli citizen who suffered anything on October 7th. Like, fuck, dude, come on.
Just eating the toppings out. The pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think that's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more of the goof guy. And that's fine. You know, we don't expect Ethan to be an expert on the topic. Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky
No, you're an expert on this topic, dude.
situation where
No one's an expert on this topic.
he is extremely
Or at
sympathetic
least no one like is a content creator on YouTube.
to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand,
He lived there.
he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer. So this is something they're
Strictly? Bro, he's a fucking clout goblin. He's... I like watched one of his VODs and he was talking about how he was going to like the game and stuff. He's wanting to switch towards... He's a celebrity, dude. He's a political pundit, but he's fucking... If you don't have enough like clout for him, he doesn't give you the time of day.
very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out. So Ethan is having this back and forth with his liberal audience, leftist people online, progressive content creators, Hassan, all of these different people. He's finding new people every day basically to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits, and everybody thinks this guy's awesome, apparently. Even though he looks like Millhouse, fucking dork. Denims, by the way, was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking... And I'll say it and I'll double down on it. And people... Oh, no? Not go there.
And it's all culminated, at least for my story, in Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge
Why did he burn the bridge, though, dude?
with me. Since Ethan and
Why did he burn the bridge?
Hassan's falling out, I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe
This guy's a fucking cuck, bro. Fuck you. Fuck you, dude.
if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship.
Why did he burn the bridge, dog? I am getting the timeline right? Hold on. I'm pretty sure. Dude, he didn't bring up Bad Empanada. He didn't bring up fucking anything. Are you fucking kidding me right now? He didn't bring up CPS, Bad Empanada.
Listen, in our long career of being influencers in the public sphere, we've been swatted several times. People say, "Hey, I killed my wife and kids, and I'm in the closet, and I'm gonna kill myself."
And I put bombs around the house.
It's usually something like that, and then the helicopters come, fire trucks come, police come. I remember it happened where they went around the perimeter of our house and
This is on the 8th.
Shredder got out. It was so scary. That part was so scary. We weren't there at the time. We've also had the.
Not always.
They're underfunded.
Yes, and also it always like seeps through the cracks for some reason.
Yeah.
And so
They looked at Sunny, then they wanted to talk to our nanny and ask questions. Who feeds the kids? Who takes care of them? Who, they'll say whatever. But yeah, I'll even ask Trisha, why don't you say something to your fans? I haven't seen her say anything.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking of when Hilo was going off on them. They fucking called CPS on their kids, bro.
Actually care about Israel Palestine, and that's our new cause. But
Despite
I'm pretty sure a lot of those people are from Trisha's days.
Wait, let me go to the actual full episode because I think.
Hello, everybody. This is Ethan Klein, host of the H3 Show. It's Friday, March 7th, 2025. Hila's here.
Yeah, regarding iDubbbz and Anissa. Okay, so this is on the 7th. That was a highlight that we just saw on the 8th.
And yeah, that's what I really feel.
Yeah, friends like these.
Oh yeah, and our other good friends,
Yeah.
Anissa and Ian. Yeah, thanks Anissa for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times because why would I not? It was crazy. It's crazy. People were shitting on you and
Yeah, the state came and intervened in their house. Like, come on, dude.
So that's been my approach.
And Bad Empanada played a video game pretending to kill Gila Client. Like,
I've occasionally
anyone else, just put yourself in their position, bro. You're not gonna put up with that. Like, that's beyond the pale. That's not cool. That's not acceptable. Like, come on.
thrown a joke Ethan's way in the form of
Regardless of what you think of like Israel and Palestine, come on, dude.
Hassan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like iDubbbz. He's a good guy, but I don't like this stupid. It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism, and also he's way out of my weight class.
He didn't like that, but fucking sometimes you gotta just throw something out there. I used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. And one of those circles is an H3 fan. He watched Ethan's content, he liked Ethan's content, until he didn't like Ethan's content. There would be
Wait.
H3 fan. He watched Ethan's content, he liked Ethan's content, until he didn't.
What I saw is that Ethan is very much prone to anxiety and stress, and having loads of people on his head was a lot. He didn't leave room for self-questioning, instead going into instant defense mode because it challenged too much of his belief experience. Feels fair but immature. I don't know what this is. I guess this is regarding leftovers?
Didn't like Ethan's content. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that, Like, I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Some wings are too bird feathered, colored.
Now that brings us to February 28th of this year. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure. Ethan, at some point, discovers that iDubbbz former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with. He has maybe set it up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information, and that would be horrible. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be sending you things that are entertaining for your show that don't fucking trigger the hell out of you.
They're getting it from the subreddit as far as I... What?
Why is there so much work being put into discovering this guy
Either way, that he fucking tweeted it. Like, what?
on Twitter who's barely getting any
He tweeted it amongst, like, the fucking fallout from the content nuke and going back and forth with Hassan, like, all year.
interactions, linking him to me and posting on the Reddit when there's no work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place. If you do a little bit of research, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out.
Icarus Jones is a lifelong Destiny fan who deleted his post history and started solely posting on H3 Prod a few months ago to manipulate that community. He posts nonstop to Taliban Twitter, using harassing whatever the new target is, blah blah blah. Here comes Destiny's Bride tripping the fuck out.
They're like, I've seen this account before. This account has scraped its history, and it's now trying to make Ethan.
I guess, I mean, like I said, there's Destiny's fan base are against Ethan or against Hassan. Obviously, there's going to be some overlap there. Even Dan and Ethan were probably working together at some point with the whole Twitch campaign. So it's not like, sure, like that. I feel like that's a given.
Burn bridges. This is within Ethan's own community. Like, this is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not me. So
he got fucking CPS called on his kids, dog. What do you...
Yes, I am willing to admit that my former editor was being very nasty, uncharitable, and fucked up towards Ethan and
We're 11 minutes in and he hasn't brought up the fucking CPS call.
Hila on Twitter. But Ethan and Hila are doing the same shit on their podcast. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
Dude, he's a fucking spineless bitch.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going to watch and respond to the 2 podcast streams where Ethan and Hila call us spineless cowards.
That's what you are.
Good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening? For all you know, I only use the For You tab. For all you know, I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor.
But you tweet... You involved yourself when you tweeted the thing, dude.
Of a year and a half ago and saying,
like, you should have just stayed out of it.
God, that is nasty. I'm just not going to throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan.
He's having an online beef with Hassan because they had a show together and it fell apart. What do you...
Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
How many women
I think we should ban anyone over 30 saying crash out. I'm so fucking tired of hearing that.
fucked. Hassan, by the way, thousands. Yeah, thousands. Let me ask Galia. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same relationship as you.
He's not just some guy. He worked for you.
And one of your current employees who is streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day.
This is actually a cute picture though, of all of them.
For the past 10 years, who is streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day. For the past 10 years, at one point during the stream, Ethan and Hila bring up Adam McIntyre. Now, Adam does basically the same thing as my former editor. He's
Hila Klein is a very dangerous and crooked woman. Such a crazy fucking woman.
critical of Ethan and Hila, and he is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
Adam McIntyre needs to just like disappear. That guy is a piece of shit, like of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him like the spawn of Satan. He was supposedly on our side. I would never even co-sign that. I was disgusted by that statement too. I remember when he called her kid the spawn of Satan.
I never said anything.
And I was supposed to be like cheering on, but I wasn't going to cheer that on. That's disgusting.
Why do you forget that he called her children, which is something we would never do, the spawn of Satan?
It's disgusting.
And
a
I
piece
mean,
of shit of a human.
it's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
Unfortunately, they never made a statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful. Like, what is it, 3 years later? Like, I mean, you're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time and that there was some amount of pressure or enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time and you were like, ooh, I don't like that.
Who even is Adam McIntyre? I don't even know who the fuck that is, bro. Were they even big in 2022? Like, why would you even address it if, like, what? What's their follow? They're at 460. What were they at in 2022? Last 30 days. 11. 2010. I don't know who this is. I really don't. Were they even like a thing in 2022?
And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation to me.
I could see what he's saying. Like, oh, I'm just following this guy. Maybe Ethan's right. Or maybe Ian's right. Like, he was my editor at one point. I don't know the history, but in my head, maybe like he worked on a couple videos for him, then he left. They haven't talked in like what, a year, a couple months, and then that editor tweets out something. He's still following him, and then maybe he's not following all this that's going on, and then out of the blue you see Ethan like coming at you. Like, I could see how that the point of view for Ian, how that might be like, what the fuck? Why am I getting involved with this? But in that same stream, they talked about CPS and how someone called them, some random person called Child Protective Services on their household. We're 17 minutes into this video and he hasn't brought it up at all. So like, it's like, no, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, friends like these.
Oh, yeah. And our other good friends.
Yeah.
Anissa and Ian. Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times because, like, why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly what you believed and you weren't just going to use it later.
Of course I was going to stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Why is she saying this though, dude? Maybe go like 10 minutes. Show like 10 minutes before that video.
And disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar,
who cares?
The Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel.
Is she though?
Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not going to fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
Do we have that
I
one?
mean, like just the other day, Baby fired a really good guy that a lot of people
They use child soldiers, dude.
are pissed about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So yes, you caught us. We're not going to run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people.
Over half of their current and former employees follow. I mean, that's easily explainable. They probably use her for content. So like, why wouldn't they follow her?
Oh,
Her dad,
yeah,
which I'll
she's
show.
friends with
Dennis
Dennis.
is actually participating in this whole Child Protective Service lie.
Yeah,
which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys.
friends
Which she did. Like,
with them, then you're saying what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denham's character. Originally, the complaint was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit. That's clearly
I'm tripping out, dude. Did I miss it? Is he not going to talk about the CPS call?
looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat.
We're 20 minutes in, or 23 minutes in. He still hasn't brought up CPS.
Things that are I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast twice. I would be fine with you not
Why did he do that though, dude?
brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Like they say something like he doesn't work for me, and I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually.
She thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about your girl? This is what I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into the world. What the fuck?
Why, dude? Why? Because 10 minutes before they were talking about how CPS came to their fucking house.
Do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit? Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair
This guy's such a fucking pussy, dude.
response to what you guys were going through. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens, and you're perpetuating it. You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to harass people. Let's think about it on a micro level. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical, toxic people. It's going to have ramifications.
That was the first implication. Bro, come on. Like, talk about the CPS call, dude.
In terms of how I conduct myself, in terms of these fair weather friends who are, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rich thing to say. Like, you're the H3 podcast, okay? There's a lot of friends of the show. There's even more fair weather friends of the show. Let's not get into this shit, okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it. No, I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend because it's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years, and as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that
Why, dude? Oh, this guy's a. I can't.
this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not.
Dog, because they had fucking CPS come to their house. You piece of shit. What part do you have? We're 27 minutes into this video and he hasn't talked about that at all. He's skimmed over he's literally taken this out of context. Like, dude, I don't. God.
Not what podcasts are.
He deserves all the hate that he's gotten over the years. Eat a dick, bro.
A way to approach this to say, like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to.
And then it's more annoying too because Hassan somewhere is eating this shit up. And like, yeah, I fucking got Ethan. Like, God.
Like, people like Anissa are the perfect example because she's friends with these people. She's friends with Denims. Denims is streaming this story about our kid
show that, yeah.
getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry. I'll accept this position from anyone except you guys. You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming, which is watching people's shit and giving your unfiltered reaction to it. Why would you expect Anissa, of all people, to say something to Denims? Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time. But I have a feeling you guys wouldn't like if we said shit like that to you all the time. Yeah, we've been respecting you as independent content creators. You can do what you want. We'll treat you as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been treating you as adults.
She could say so
What is it?
much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for
But
saying
that would be commendable.
And by the way, it kind of speaks for itself that saying, hey, their house is claimed, they're actually good people, like that's going to get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog.
But we're a half hour in and he's finally talking about he hasn't even talked. He hasn't said the CPS came to their house. Like, I guess he expects you to know, but I don't even know, dude. This is such trash.
And Ethan and Hila wipe their asses or don't have Giardia or whatever the prompt is. No one would care. The only person who would care is me, because I'm like, why did I tweet this out? I'm not tweeting out because I'm not your fucking lapdog. That's why I'm not tweeting it out. I'm not saying it to my audience because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
I don't give a fuck that CPS came to your house. Cool.
When Stavros goes on Hassan's stream and he mocks your content nuke.
I actually saw a really interesting video about you, man, and I don't know that I'm even comfortable being here anymore.
Oh, no.
It really kind of shed light on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that, and I actually feel betrayed.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually just here to let you know this is the last time I'm ever coming.
You don't fire back because you're coping. So you're just going to tuck your tail between your legs and never mention on your podcast.
What?
That mentions everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream. You're not touching it. Fuck you. You're a coward. It's just his job.
I don't know. Like, he probably would. What? I don't even know when the Stavros thing happened. I saw that clip, but
It's just what he does for his job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good friends.
fucking Chapo talked about him. He hasn't talked about that yet. He did. I don't know, man. What?
He makes fun of everyone. It's not just me, right? One of the more notable legal threats that Ethan has sent out recently is against Noah Samson.
I have nothing but vibes to gain, and potentially your money as well. Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I'll garnish your wages. You're going to be living with your parents for a lot longer, buddy. 26, you know what I mean? Try 46.
Noah made a video that was critical of Ethan and other content creators when they're talking about Israel.
I haven't seen this video. I've seen clips. I don't know. I don't really like Noah.
In Palestine. I mean, the way he's talking about Noah on his podcast is so fucking creepy and weird.
Is this a new thing?
This is a new thing. This happened during the show.
Oh yeah, the girl that came on, that was whack. They shouldn't have done that. I mean, it was like the Harry Sissian thing. It sounded like I don't even want. Noah's a dog. Sounds like he's a dog, and he did dog shit, and that's pretty fucked up. But it's not like, I don't think Ethan probably shouldn't have aired that. He was looking for like anything on Noah, and we got that, but that it wasn't a good look, especially after or before he said he was gonna sue him and stuff. It wasn't that good.
Upon initial examination, it seems to check out, and it's not great for young Noah.
Can I say that? Don't say it yet.
Don't say it.
So he's a rape. So of course his standard. I don't know what he's accused of, so I'm not actually going to say. But
the infantilization of Ethan Klein is fucking nauseating. He's not a child. He is absolutely capable of looking into Hassan, learning about his politics, interviewing, doing loads of things to figure out where he stands.
He presents him.
Talked about that in the video, bro.
Himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And for the first time, I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats. Not
Really, like, when you watch the content cop or the content nuke, you don't even have to know a whole lot about the Israeli Gaza war. Like in that first like 10 minutes, they talk about the Uyghurs and Tibet. So if you have seen the content nuke and you want to challenge us on, like, be like, hey, you said this about the Uyghurs and this about Tibet. Do you still think that? Like, you don't even have to challenge them on the Israeli and Gaza stuff. Like, dude, I don't.
whatever this was. This comment from Hassan really started to sound some alarms in my head. I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership. I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
You made how many episodes with Hassan?
So we skipped over the comment?
Like, this guy made a fucking program with the biggest mega leftist on the platform. Now he's acting like he was tricked and he was incapable of figuring out what this guy's beliefs were. Bro, I didn't make the fucking leftist program. You did. You made fucking, what, 60 some odd?
It was a culture war video, bro. They weren't advocating like political positions. They were just dunking on fucking Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro and stuff.
Episodes of this shit for hours talking to this guy. You didn't have a problem with any of it until, Ethan talks about being aware of Hassan's 9/11 comments and then sort of leaves it at that. Like it was just a joke. Actually, I think Ethan describes them as edgy moments or jokes.
You might remember him from such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
No, Ethan, those aren't jokes, right? When someone makes a controversial statement like that, that's not them trying to be funny.
I'm pretty sure Hassan said that was supposed to be a joke. So, like, what?
I can understand why you would conflate the two. That is someone who is extremely frustrated and passionate about a particular topic. In this case, American imperialism and terrorism. Ethan deserves all of the criticism that he's getting. I think it's very valid. But I also think, at the end of the day, we should acknowledge that he's human because he is human. And he is in a situation that's making him extremely scared, paranoid, defensive, sensitive, and I'm sure other features and feelings. In the spirit of Kirk saying that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug, I have challenged some of his most powerful haters to put down the haterade and just say something nice and charitable about him because I think he deserves it.
I just wanted to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself on the internet. I think a lot of other people respect you for it as well. I think that's a big reason why people were drawn to your content in the first place. I think that's a lot of the reason why your employees chose to work.
Dude. It's such a fucking slap in the face.
With you over anyone else.
Ethan, I think it's respectable that you even began this journey to leave behind the anti-SJW crowd. Step into a more empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Ethan Klein.
Get out of here, bro.
I think that when you are being goofy, when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted, and just having fun with your friends, I think that is when you're at your best. So I'd love to see more of that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic. H3 used to be the sports very good that I used to watch. I hope that one day gets back to what I remember. You were one of the inspirations for me to start creating content, so all this has stunk. I hope you really hear this, and I wish you the best.
I think Ethan Klein rocks a buzz cut pretty good, and I think he's got a good choice of facial hair. I think it's really cool what he did 8 years ago, fighting that frivolous lawsuit. That was pretty fucked up, and fighting it, he changed YouTube for the better. And I thought that was cool because I thought it was like he was fighting for free speech.
I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Neela. I'm like, fuck, it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have kind of slipping into
Notice Hassan didn't have a video clip.
Very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and worse, and I get criticized more and more, and I get more defensive and more pulled up, a feeling of almost infallibility that I could take anything on. It led me to make a lot of mistakes, and then when I was criticized for those mistakes, then I would act extremely defensive and nasty and not really processing them in a healthy way.
That was garbage. Holy shit, dude. Fuck. What's everyone saying?
The bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Imagine that. According to Hassan, the white dude who has no lived experience outside of America. Awesome, bro. Good job coming in on this.
Go back to Boston.
That's what you're referring to. He said he couldn't see the screen the last episode of...
No, I'm not referring to that. I'm referring to something else. But I mean, fine, you got me on the glasses thing. Fucking owned, I guess.
Fuck with the other friend, but there is someone in the mix.
Like, listen, oh, you just don't fuck with the other friend, LOL.
So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way, where it's like, you know, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend.
Aren't you friends with Myron? He's 10 million times worse than Denims. I'm friendly with Myron, but Myron is literally like one of the only people I've actually met online who will actually, you know, like stand up for somebody and say like, oh, you know, this guy's a friend, even if he makes a mistake. I think he actually had a thing. I didn't show it on his streamer, where he was talking about my related situation. He was like, hey, listen.
Okay. Get out of here, dude. Okay. Fuck, dude. He really made that video. I don't fuck. Okay. I gotta put this together now. Alright. We'll see what happens after this. This is gonna be fucking crazy. Alright. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.